Most people are looking for some amazing, astonishing revelations that enable them to walk in victory. And they miss the simplicity of the gospel. Simple, practical thing. You see, it's one thing to know what God's promised you in the Word. It's something else to get it. Now, between knowing the promise and possessing the promise, there's some conditions. Once you learn them, you can move from knowing it to getting it. Number two, you must understand discouragement. Understand discouragement. This is Satan's most effective weapon in the church. Understand discouragement. Let me give you a definition for discouragement. And I'll tell you a question to ask yourself every time you find yourself disappointed, discouraged, disillusioned, or depressed. Now here is a definition for discouragement. Discouragement is a sign of pride, ego, and vanity. Discouragement is a sign of pride, ego, and vanity. Now here's a question you need to ask yourself anytime you find yourself disappointed, discouraged, disillusioned, or depressed. Ask yourself, why am I discouraged? That's what you ask yourself. Why am I discouraged? Why am I disappointed? Why am I disillusioned? Why am I depressed? Okay, now listen to me carefully and do not think ahead of me now. How many of you have ever been discouraged? Listen carefully. Have ever been discouraged when everything is going like you want it? Everybody's treating you good. No, everything's like you want it. How are you? Do 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 do. Amen. As long as everything's like you want it. Do 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 do. But the minute something's not like you want it, what happens? Your face gets long, and your eyes get steely. Because you get what you want. Do 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 do. Cross you again. Your face gets the face gets long, your eyes get steely. Now, if somebody straightens up, you give them a bone. They don't, you punish them some more. Hello? Now listen carefully. You ever notice your children when you're raising them? Say a little boy comes to you and says, Mother, can I go next door and play with little Johnny? Sure, son, go right ahead. Boy, gee, man, you're a great dad or mom. He takes off, excited. The next day he comes and says, Mother, can I go next door and play with little Johnny? You say, no, son, you stay here today. Oh. He looks at you, his face gets long, his eyes get steely. Why? Ah! And he'll walk off, his shoulders drooping, kicking his feet. You know what I'm going to ask you, son? Who trained him that way? Must be the neighbors. Those neighbors will kill your children. You know when God really began to help me to understand this? Randy, our middle son, he's 34 now, has 5 children. He's pastoring home. I'm senior pastor. He's been in the ministry with me since he's been 18. Just before he went into ministry with us, he was in college. And here was our procedure. I bought him a Honda motorbike so he could go to college, real economical way to go. But on Saturdays, I would let him use the car. So what I would do on Saturdays, about 10 o'clock, he'd get the car. I'd fill it up with gas and give him $15 and $20, and believe you me, I was a great dad. Are you following me? He'd get the car and go pick up Brenda, who's now his wife, and maybe a couple boyfriends or girlfriends, and boy, they'd go off all day and come back 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon and just have a great time. Well, one Saturday, the telephone rung about 9:30, and someone called to tell me, said, Brother Willis, we just had an emergency phone call. Sister Jones passed out, and she's come back to a time or two. They rushed to the hospital, and she said, call Brother and Sister Willis, have them come to the hospital and pray for me. I said, okay, we're on our way. This is about 9:30. I told the wife, I said, honey, let's go get our clothes on and go to the hospital. We went in our bedroom. We were changing our clothes. I heard a knock on our bedroom door, and I knew it was Randy. I walked to the door. I said, son, listen. I said, we had an emergency. Sister Jones in the hospital. I said, your mother and I, we're going to have to rush up there. I said, I'm not going to be able to let you have the car. I said, maybe 2 or 3 hours from now, I may not be able to let you have it at all today. I said, you understand, don't you, son? He said, yeah. I said, son, you understand? It's an emergency. You understand? Yeah, Dad, I understand. He walked off, his shoulders all drooped over, you know, kicking his feet. I heard the door slam into his room. You know what I realized? His mother had taught him that. Now, my wife knows I like my eggs over light. And my toast lightly brown. And you know what she'll do sometimes? She'll put that plate of eggs before me with the yolk busted. And the toast dark. And she looks at me, she said, honey, that just busted. Is it all right? Yeah, it's all right. Now, when she puts that plate before me with the yolk over light and the toast brown, that's beautiful, baby. It's amazing how we are when we get what we want. But the minute you cross me, you've had it, bud. Huh? Hey, if you're the loose, free type, you know, you like a service that's swinging, loose, and free, you know what happened? Somebody will come to church and just sit down right by you and just sit there and freeze. And you'll sit there in church. And the devil says... Now, if you're a loose, free type and somebody comes and gets by you that's loose and free too, you just look at them and smile. My kind of people. If you're the quiet, reserved type, somebody comes sit down by you. Amen. Glory to God. Praise God. You'll sit right there. And the devil is sitting on the sideline. Hello? If you come to the church and the pastor preaches a message that you like, that meets your approval, boy, you're a great pastor. Give me a hand, pastor. Pastor, a great message, boy. I appreciate that. Amen. But you know, if he happens to preach that day on tithing and witnessing, come on, baby, let's get out here. You'll get up and ease out. What you're saying is, preacher, if you want a bone from me, boy, you better perform right. You don't, I'm going to stare you down. Now listen to me. I need to ask you a question now. I have a degree in theology from New Orleans Baptist Theological Seminary. I have to make sure now. Is this too theological for you people? It's not above your head, is it? Is it above your head? Can you all understand it? Then do it! Now listen to me. You're laughing, but I'm driving nails in your coffin. Huh? Okay, let me close this out. One more example on understand discouragement. Let's say, for example, here I am, the mighty man of God that I am. Author 37 books. Books in 82 nations, 50 states. Over 1 million books out. I have over 2,500 teaching tapes. And over 1 million of them out. 82 nations, all 50 states. I've come all the way from God's country, Lafayette, Louisiana, to bless you people here in Texas. I come in here to your church, Lavernia, and I minister to you, and you sit out there like a bunch of knots on the logs. Are you following me? Next week, I get to another church in Louisiana. The pastor comes to me and says, Brother Willis, I heard you was with Pastor Moore at Lavernia, Texas. How's everything over there? Dead. They didn't recognize me. If he calls you, be busy. Let's turn it around. Here I've come all the way from Louisiana to bless you people here in Lavernia, Texas. I minister some good, simple, practical truths to you. You hear them, you receive them. We have a good time. Amen. I get it back over to Louisiana, and the pastor said, Brother Willis, how's everything over there with Pastor Moore in Lavernia, Texas? I said, Brother, spiritual. If he calls you, catch the next flight out, because them people are spiritual. They recognize me. It's amazing how we are when people recognize me. When me gets me way. When me gets what me wants. Hello? When the people respond to the music, man, they're great, aren't they, huh? But they don't, just not no move of the Spirit. Brother Willis, how do you know all this stuff? Guess. I've been there. You know, Pastor, God first began to teach this to me, I guess, about 24 years ago. I was pastoring the First Baptist Church in Baldwin, Louisiana. You know, we had a choir that would come out and all those things. And they'd come out. I'd come out like a door over here, and we had a board up there that had, you know, Sunday school attendance and offering. I'd come out like this. I could look out like that out of the corner of my eye. I could see. Hey, if that Sunday school attendance and offering was down, my stomach just dropped. And I tell you, that day when I preached, woe to those who were there. Are you following me? Hey, the next Sunday I'd come out the corner of my eye, I'd look, and that attendance was up, that offering be up, and the anointing was there. I could preach that day. And the Lord said, son, you're being manipulated by circumstances and situations. When everything's like you want it, you're encouraged. When it's not, you're discouraged. He said, so discouragement is a sign of pride, ego, and vanity. Because whenever you're discouraged, what you're saying is, I don't have my way. They don't understand me. They didn't treat me right. They did me dirty. But when me gets what me wants, easy to get along with. Happy and excited. But you cross me, tut, tut. Are you still here tonight? Now, what are we talking about tonight? Many aspire, few obtain. Why? I'm giving you 3 keys tonight. Hey, not amazing way out revelations, but right where we live. Our whole ministry is practical. God told me, he said, son, if people can't take it and use it, don't give it to them. What was number 1? The value of what? Pencil, piece of paper to the who? So you can keep the things he quickens to you, because they're important. God doesn't quicken something in your mind unless he wants you to keep it. What's the second truth? Understand what? Discouragement. What is discouragement? A sign of what? Some of you need to say that. You can't get it out. You know what you're saying? That's for them. What's the question you ask yourself when you find yourself discouraged? Why and what? I discourage. What is always answer? I don't have what? My way. They don't understand who? Me. They didn't treat who right? Me. When me gets what me wants, do. Are you still here tonight?